Why didn't you stop? You know, why did you not stop? At least stop.
The wife of a Berea man killed in a hit and run last month says she just wants answers as police continue looking for the driver. A federal judge now has an order for Governor Beshear as the debate over marriage licenses in Kentucky continues. And a happy reunion for a central Kentucky family. They lost their cat in New York. How this feline ended up back in the bluegrass.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for watching tonight. His family says they just want answers. But tonight, nearly a month after Berea man was killed by a hit-and-run driver, police have not made any arrests in this case. Police say that 71-year-old Billy Croucher died the night of September 18th after being hit by a pickup. Today, police told us they're out of leads. And new tonight, Croucher's wife talks to us about how the family is not giving up in their fight for justice. Our Monique Blair has our top story at 11.
We get up and do a little old dance-like thing, but nobody can't do it like him.
Frida Croucher misses her husband of 36 years every day, and now she is left wondering who hit 71-year-old Billy Croucher and then drove away.
I can't sleep at night, and I wake up all hours of the night just wondering, you know, who done this? I mean, how can anybody hit somebody, not know it, and drive off?
Berea police say the truck that hit and killed Billy Croucher here at the corner of Prospect Street and Forest Street had front driver's side damage and rust stains on it.
Police say after they offered a $1,000 reward shortly after Croucher's death, several tips did come in, but none of them have led them to a suspect, and their investigation has since hit a dead end. So now Frida Croucher has just one question for the person responsible for killing her husband.
Why didn't you stop? You know, why did you not stop? At least stop.
And although an arrest won't bring her husband back, Frida says it would give her some answers to what happened the night he was killed.
I have to drive by where he was hit and killed every day, and it's hard. Because you drive by and all the markings are on the road and everything. It's just hard.
In Madison County,
everybody knew him, everybody liked him.
Monique Blair, WKYT.
Police in Berea are still offering that $1,000 reward for the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for the hit and run. New tonight, a federal judge has ordered the governor to announce if marriage licenses altered by Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis are valid. Davis removed her name from the marriage licenses and replaced it with a note saying the licenses were issued under the authority of a court order. She opposes same-sex marriage for religious reasons. The ACLU asked the judge to order Davis to reissue the licenses. A spokesman for Governor Beshear's office did not comment on the judge's new order tonight, but Governor Beshear has said publicly he thinks the licenses Davis issued are valid and will be recognized. Tonight, Lexington police have arrested a man accused of killing another man near some railroad tracks. Police charged 33-year-old John Kaywood with murder, abuse of a corpse, and evidence tampering. Early this morning, police say they were first called to the railroad tracks near the intersection of Nicholsville Road and Manowar Boulevard for an assault report.
When they got down to that area, they did find a male that was deceased, and it was apparent that someone had tried to conceal that person's identity.
The coroner identified the victim as 58-year-old James Doug Holiness. Police have not said how he was killed or what they think led up to it. They say that many transient people stay in that area where the murder happened. A Kentucky man accused of killing an elderly Ohio woman pled guilty today to some of the charges against him, but Daniel French did not plead guilty to aggravated murder because prosecutors refused to take the death penalty off the table. French did admit to burglary, robbery, evidence tampering, and abuse of a corpse. Police in Butler County, Ohio, found the victim, 87-year-old Barbara Howe, dead in the trunk of her car in 2012. French will stand trial on the murder charge next week. Police arrested him in Rockcastle County after the murder. New tonight, Lexington police are trying to figure out why someone fired shots into a motel room. It happened just after 7 o'clock tonight at the Days Inn on 8th and Boonesboro Road. Police say that someone fired 10 shots into a room, then drove off. No one was injured, and police have not made any arrests. Police say that right now they do not have a lot of information on the case, but they're looking into some leads. EKU students returned to class today a week after a threatening message forced classes to be canceled. Police have not made any arrests for the threat found in a campus restroom. In a letter to the campus community this afternoon, EKU President Michael Benson said a heightened security presence will continue on the campus for the immediate future. He also said announcements would be made in the coming weeks about other efforts to enhance safety. State police are talking to us about how they use Facebook video to track down an escaped inmate. Police say that Justin Talby ran off last Friday while he and other prisoners were being unloaded at the Breathitt County Courthouse. A few days later, police say Talby appeared in a video that one of his friends posted on Facebook. And it didn't take long for a state trooper to see this video.
The trooper was able to gain access to that video. He was familiar with the location in which he was at.
Police later showed up at the Wolfe County home of the man who posted the video. They say they found Talby there and arrested him. Police say Talby was surprised by how they found him. He was already charged with burglary, resisting arrest, and violating probation. He's now also facing an escape charge. More sunshine is on the way tomorrow, but the day will get off to a chilly start. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell joins us late tonight with an early look at the forecast. Hello, Jim.
How about a little patchy frost? That ought to wake a lot of folks up in the morning. We could run into it. Now, it's patchy. It's not going to be a widespread, nonstop kind of thing, but we could run into a little bit of it here and there. Right now, our temperatures are certainly on track to get pretty chilly in some spots already, with 48 there in Somerset, London, 49 and then 45 in Mount Sterling. So we'll continue to watch these drop into the overnight hours. And here's how they drop. Look at the hour-by-hour temperature map. And this is by tomorrow morning, breaking out into all kinds of upper 30s through most of the area. That's the first part of the chill. We get into the daytime hours, though, warm and breezy. That's going to be the theme for you, with daytime highs close to 70 degrees. And as you see there, some folks actually getting to the 70-degree mark. Very nice. Should be fantastic for the football game tomorrow evening. And then notice what we have going on early on Friday morning. We're still pretty mild here compared to where we are tomorrow morning. But overall, the chill is settling in. That's when that front comes into play and will keep us much cooler and could throw our first hard freeze into the area for the weekend. I'll track those chances coming up, Sam.
Thank you, Jim. Many University of Kentucky students and staff will need to find another place to park tomorrow because of the football game against Auburn. It will be the first time Commonwealth Stadium has hosted a Thursday night game. To free up parking spaces for fans, UK will offer shuttles for students and staff tomorrow. They'll need to park at Rupp Arena, Whitaker Bank Ballpark, and Southland Christian Church's campus on Richmond Road. UK leaders say they understand the inconvenience, but they say the Thursday night game is important for the university.
So it's more than just our football team. It's more than the new Commonwealth Stadium. It's a great opportunity to talk about the transformation happening here at the University of Kentucky.
The Lexington Senior Center near the stadium will be closed tomorrow, and the nearby Child Development Center of the Bluegrass will close at 1 p.m. Most of the game day parking restrictions begin at 7 tomorrow morning. New tonight, a cat is back with her Lexington family after an unexpected adventure in the Big Apple. The Rogers family went to New York on vacation last week, and they took their cat Charlie with them. But one night, they say Charlie jumped out of an open window of their hotel room. The family looked for Charlie, but couldn't find her anywhere. Well, once back in Kentucky, the family received a surprise phone call.
It was from Kentucky Save and letting me know, do you have a kitty that's missing? And I could not believe it. I literally started shaking.
Someone at the hotel found Charlie and took her to a shelter. That shelter scanned her for a microchip and found Charlie had one that was registered to Kentucky Save. That organization arranged to have Charlie driven back to Kentucky. She was reunited with her family tonight. A disturbing story out of upstate New York tonight. Police say a teenager has died and his brother's in the hospital after their parents and parishioners attacked them inside a church. Adriana Diaz has the story new at 11.
65-year-old Bruce Leonard and his 59-year-old wife Deborah are charged with manslaughter after police say they beat their 19-year-old son Lucas to death.
We're not alleging that they intended to kill their son. We're just alleging they were trying to seriously hurt their son, and ultimately he died from those injuries.
The New Hartford police chief says Lucas and his 17-year-old brother Christopher were brutally attacked inside the Word of Life Christian Church sanctuary after Sunday evening services. Investigators say church members described it as a spiritual counseling session.
Both brothers were continually subjected to physical punishment over the course of several hours in the hopes that each would confess to prior sins and ask for forgiveness.
The police complaint says Lucas suffered injuries to his stomach, genital, back, and thigh areas. He stopped breathing and was taken to the hospital Monday. Later, police stormed the church and located Christopher, brutally beaten. The boy's sister, 33-year-old Sarah Ferguson, and 3 others are accused of assaulting Christopher. Tara Lintz has lived next to the church for more than a decade.
They might have been a little odd and secluded, and I always thought maybe something, but I could never pinpoint, exactly what.
Police say they do not know what the teens' perceived sins were that prompted the attack. Adriana Diaz, CBS News.
Some members of the church congregation live inside that building. Police say they have removed some children from the church as the investigation continues. Friends say that former NBA star Lamar Odom is on life support tonight in a Nevada hospital, but they say his condition is improving. Investigators say someone found him unconscious last night at a brothel with blood coming from his nose and mouth. They say the person who called 911 claimed that Odom had been doing cocaine, but investigators say tests to determine if Odom overdosed will take weeks. Some frightening moments for 4 people on a float plane when it crashed in the Ohio River this afternoon. It happened just along the Trimble County side of the river. The pilot says the plane hit something in the water during takeoff, causing a hole in one of its floaters. The plane then crashed. Police say that all 4 people in the plane swam to shore as the plane capsized. They were not injured. New tonight, University of Kentucky President Eli Capilouto has apologized for how UK treated a surgeon during the process that led to him being stripped of clinical privileges. But our news partners at the Herald Leader report Dr. Capilouto is standing by UK's decision to strip those privileges from Dr. Paul Carney. The doctor says he was locked out of his office and banned from setting foot on the UK campus during the discipline process. Patients, staff, and students claim that Dr. Carney was verbally abusive toward them, and that led to UK's decision to strip privileges. We have a traffic alert tonight. It's going to affect a lot of people for drivers using Todd's Road in Lexington. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says that crews will begin a widening project tomorrow. They'll be working on the stretch of Todd's Road between Forest Hill Drive and Interstate 75. The project is designed to make the road safer. It's scheduled to be finished in the summer of 2017. The Transportation Cabinet says drivers could face delays at times. A new factory has opened its doors in southern Kentucky, and it will soon create some new jobs. COA held a grand opening for its new factory in Corbin today. The company makes fuel delivery pipes for vehicle engines. Company leaders say this is their first facility outside Asia, and it could create as many as 30 jobs in the Corbin area. The factory is in the Corbin Industrial Park.